Assalamu alaikum, Masar al-Khair al-Jamir, and welcome to our today's workshop. This is the second workshop in technical writing series. Today's workshop is going to be about how to improve your writing skills, presented by Ms. Maha Alsowida. Thank you, Ms. Maha, for taking the lead to present this very important topic to us. And the floor is yours. You may start now.
Thank you, Dr. Bassem. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm honored to present a workshop for the Academic Writing Center entitled How to Improve Your Writing Skills. This is the outline of my workshop for today. We are, inshallah, going to look at spoken language versus written language, the difference between spoken and written language. And we are going to look at the academic writing and free writing and the difference between them. And then the academic writing which we need in the academic context, in the context of studying at university. So we are going to look at the features of academic writing and how we can develop our writing skill. And then we will look at two approaches have been used in writing, which are process approach and product approach. And then we will look at the common error in writing and how this would help us to improve our writing skills and limit the mistakes in our piece of work. And then we will move to the most interesting part, which is an online website that some students use to help them in improving their academic language or writing skills. First of all, we are going to look at the difference between the written language and the spoken language. So in your opinion, what do you think? What is the difference? Okay, so more formal, sticks to grammar. So this formal and informal. Okay. Great, so more rules in written, for written. Spoken is more free and the written is more academic. So some interesting comments. Okay, agreed. So I'm going now to list some of the features that you indicate in the chat box. And you are going to see here some features of a spoken language. And I want to think, what are the associated corresponding features of written language? For example, let's look to number one. It is mostly spontaneous, while the written language is mostly bland. So I just want to give you some moments to think about the list of the features of spoken language. And I highlighted the keywords for to easiest your job. Okay. So I'm just giving you some moments to think about these. We are going to discuss some of them. Some of you wrote interesting comment. So let's look at them, the details. While the spoken language spontaneous, and mostly, and most of the time, the written language is bland. If you look at the discourse of the spoken language is often untidy, while the discourse in the written language is organized in the form of paragraphs, chapters, essays, reports, etc. If you look at the style or register, it's often informal in the spoken, as you mentioned in the chat box, while the style or register is often neutral or formal. Yeah. Do you hear me, ladies? Do you hear me? Hello? Yeah, alhamdulillah. So I see yes here, lots of yes. Let's go back to our features. The features of spoken language, speaker can get instant feedback on their message, like in lectures and the classes. But in the written language, the feedback either to be absent or delayed. And if you look at spoken language, it's often made up of utterances, sometimes not complete sentences, while the written language made up of simple and complex sentences, sometimes poems and reports and stuff like this. Spoken language conveys meaning through stress, intonation, and pauses. So the speaker can use his vocal cords to stress the meaning or to make intonation in his speech in order to convey the meaning, while this is not the case in the written language. So instead, maybe the writer would use punctuations in order to express emotions, for example, or exclamation, or you can use exclamation marks, questions, commas, and stuff like this to convey the meaning. The speaker can use gestures and facial expressions to express what does he want to say. However, the writer maybe convey the meaning or express what does he want to say in a form of like pictures, diagram, headings, or he can change the layout of his piece of writing. So these are the features that of written language. I mean, the written language that we use in academic context in universities and schools, stuff like this. Okay, let's look now to the academic writing, or sorry, to the writing. And I want just to see what is the difference between academic writing and the free writing, in your opinion. So, what do you think?
Academic writing is about science.
Okay.
And must be structured and organized. Free writing may be thoughts, maybe any literature thing.
Yes.
Emotional,
right.
maybe. This is logic and this is emotional.
Okay. A great differentiation. As I see here in the chat box, lots of points to express the differences. So let's look to the or take a light exercise to see what is the meaning of free writing. I want you to free write about topic. I want you to use the chat box to free write about anything. You will be told when to start and when to stop. And I want you to write anything can you think of. Don't worry about the grammar and spelling. You can write words, phrases, sentences, or combination. Don't stop to erase anything, and don't talk to each other, just keep writing. Okay, so you can start writing now, and then I will let you know when to stop writing. So please use the chat box in order to see what did you wrote? What did you write? Sorry.
يكون اكتف لما الاي ار واشعه اللي هي الحمراء تحت الحمراء يمتص. طبعا متى يكون الاي ار اكتف ومتى يكون
Now you can stop writing and just send me the, as you see here, the chat looks interesting. So I like when I'm learning, so we see here, give me more trust. Be confident. So this is expressing some positive energy. And the previous one, let's talk about movie and travel. As you see, different emotions, different feeling towards things. I like drawing. I use pen and paper and draw without any planning. So these are interesting example of free writing. So you can see in the chat box some great examples of free writing, the kind of free writing. I think it's part of our daily life. If you think about what you write every day, you can see lots of things that you write. And this is an example as just what you put. So here, as you see, I don't care about the grammar, I'm dreaming, I was in Paris, the city was beautiful and feel happy. I could see the Eiffel Tower. So it's kind of emotions and wishes, no grammatical restrictions, no complete sentences, just thought and just a fragments expressing feeling. So also post in social media, such as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Snapchat, all of them, we can say that they are example of free writing. So now I want, it's really interesting. I see something interesting in the chat. I'm an artist drawing part of my life whenever I feel so interesting, Shijun. So I can come back to the chat later and to read the things that you wrote. Okay, so now I have a question. How does you see these pieces of writing and how does they differ from the academic writing? So in terms of purpose, the purpose is different. Okay, when you look at the academic writing or academic task, in academic context, you have been given a task to describe something or make comparison between two items, or to argue about an issue, or if in case if you have problems and you want to find some solutions, or to narrate a story about something or historical field. In terms of the style, you can see the difference appear, as you said or mentioned in the chat box. The style is formal in academic writing and connected in a way to be cohesive and always seems to be accurate. In the case of academic writing, accurate and impersonal and objective. I mean impersonal, you avoid using the personal pronoun I in order to make your thought impersonal. Instead, you can use a passive voice. You can change the grammatical structure in order to avoid being impersonal in your work. And then you need also skills. You need also skills on how to develop arguments. If you have an issue and you want to argue about it, how to provide evidence or statistics, how to persuade the others, you need to have skills of planning, drafting, editing, and referencing. Okay. So let's look, and I want you to think with me about the features of academic writing. So just I want you to put some features. What comes to your mind? Concise, yes. More formal, the level of formality. No extra detail, this means concise. General opinion, no general opinion, excellent. Direct, accuracy, well organized. No repetition. Grammar and spelling, statistics, results, objective, structure. Excellent, great point. So you have lots of good idea about what are the features of academic writing. We will not cover all the features, but we will just try to highlight an important one. First of all, you need to have lots of reading and find suitable resources. So we are talking here about knowledge, about gathering information from different books. So you have to read lots of books in order to equip yourself with knowledge needed for the task. After you read and gather information, and you need to have also a skill of note taking. Take the most important thing or relevant to your task or to your work. Then you adopting a critical approach. What do I mean by critical approach? This means you ask about the reliability of the sources that you have. It's not any source I can take off, but just you have to examine the sources that we have. So look for reliability and look at the researcher. Is he stating fact or opinion? So what do I want? Facts or opinion? And we will see also how to make a logic relationship between the information and make them relevant to each other and organize it in a way to present the final product. So here we are talking about adopting critical approach. And a very important point is to avoid plagiarism. So what is plagiarism? Basically, plagiarism means taking ideas or words from a source without giving credit or acknowledgement to the author. So this is basically what does the plagiarism mean, or convey others' work without citation, copying other work. That is considered to be an academic crime. So it is really an important matter to think about the plagiarism as a very serious matter. You have to avoid it in your work. So if you read lots of information, and you like this piece of information, and then you wanted to put it in your work. You like it. What are you going to do? Are you going to copy it and put it in your paper? Or what are you going to do? Excellent. Paraphrasing, quoted, referencing. Exactly. This is what I mean by paraphrasing. So we need to paraphrase this, or say it in different way, and cite the researcher or the author. We can quote it, put it the same words in between quotation mark, and cite the author and put it in the references. And also you mentioned that the academic feature concise, not too informations or details. So also, if you have given a task, if you are given a task, you will given a word limit. So you have to stick to this word limit, and you gather lots of information. What are you going to do? You are going to summarize these lots of information in order to fit with the word limit for your task. So this is a skill you need to know or to practice in order to put the relevant information in your work. And then proofreading. Do you usually proofread your work by yourself? Okay, so of course. So great. Some of them, yes, and some of them sometimes, maybe the teachers or the editor or the professionals, maybe editors, with the help of a Grammarly. This is what I'm going to talk about. So in the proofreading stage, you can do the proofreading for yourself. For example, to look at different aspects away from each other. For example, the first proofreading is going to be for the content. And then the second proofreading is going to be for the grammatical aspects. The third one is going to proofread the style. And one more for the academic use of vocabulary. So, and one more proofreading for the punctuations or references. So you need so many times to look at different aspects separately, so you will be focused on one aspect and to proofread for yourself. Yes, multiple time. You need multiple time to proofread yourself. At the beginning of your academic life, you will proofread and you'll be tired. But by the time, khalas, you get used to this, and you will save time, proofread everything at the same time. Here they say there is a website that checks all these aspects separately, but it is limited with the number of words. Okay, we are going to talk about these websites. And then you are going to reference to avoid being plagiarized, or to appreciate other work, or to make your work authentic with references. So references, sometimes you need to have the skills what to reference. There are different kind of reference. So you have to ask your teacher or your professor what is the style of reference that I'm going to use. For example, some of them ask for Harvard system, and some of them ask for Vancouver, and there is a special system for the footnotes. So you have to examine this and to have an idea about it. Okay, so let's take here a simple example. Here you will have a text, okay, a very short text, and I want to ask you, what do you need to write a descriptive paragraph? And how is this paragraph linked together? This is a very simple descriptive paragraph about my dream home. So what do we need? Adjectives, yes, because we are talking about description. Okay. How can I start my paragraph with what? A transition words, yes. Linking words. So this is the way we connect our sentences, simple sentences, connectors, transition. I've got here interesting topic sentence, excellent. The title maybe, great. So, hawking, yeah, great. So we need the topic sentence and we need information and conclusion as well. So I want you to divide what is the topic sentence, what is information number 1, what is information number 2. So this is a basic level of the academic world of essay or so the topic is my dream house or my dream home, and then okay, so did you get it? Did you get it right? So this is the basic level of an essay, a paragraph. We need in each paragraph a topic sentence and information. The information maybe examples, maybe explanations, maybe reasons, maybe steps. And then we need to conclude the paragraph with the main idea. Okay. Sorry. So what are the components of a paragraph? As we said, topic sentence, the body paragraph, the topic sentence, normally the first sentence introduce the topic, the controlling idea. What are you going to say in this paragraph? So you give us just a hint, what are you going to say? And then in the body paragraph, you give us definitions, example, information, reason, explanation, whatever you want to say in details. And then you conclude your paragraph with restate what did you say in the topic sentence, or summarize what you have said, or maybe it can be wishes, kind of wishes or opinion. The controlling idea is the topic sentence. The idea, the main idea I'm going to talk about in this paragraph. For example, here the controlling idea, it's my dream house. So this is, if you read the first sentence, so I'm going to say what is the features of my dream home or dream house. Okay. A long essay may have only topic, sentence, body, paragraph, conclusion. A long essay, what do you think might have? Let's say a project, research, or a paper, more than 3 paragraphs. Introduction, excellent. Maybe you will find big title with introduction, thesis statement, maybe lots of paragraphs, more than 5, 6, 7, 10, 20. Maybe you will have the conclusion or a summary. Maybe you find a result. You might find case study. You might find literature review. You might find references, which is an important part of your recommendation. References, sometimes you have appendix, okay? So these are some components of an academic essay or academic homework. Then we are going to talk about conjunctions. You call this different terminology. We have got here in the chat different terminology: transition words, linking words, cohesive devices, conjunctions. So they are the words or phrases which join parts of a sentence together or link a sentence to the next one. Example, it could be and, so, because, however, such as, and then. Okay? And why I'm going to use add, so and, so, because I want types of conjunction to be for addition. You want to add something, so you use addition. Result, maybe. If you have reason, how to introduce your reason, how to say the opposite opinion, how to provide example. Okay. So this is a light exercise to underline the conjunctions in the following sentence. Okay, so we have here something for addition, result, reason, oppositions, sample. So the first one is done for you. For instance, to give an example of inventions, for instance, television, an example of some inventions. So let's give you some moments to find the conjunctions. Okay. So have you got them right? So we say B, furthermore, for addition. Since, for a reason. And then thus, for the time. Sorry, thus for result. Then for the time, and however to introduce the opposition. I just want you to give me more things that you express addition other than furthermore. What can you add? Moreover, in addition, excellent. And also, additionally, bravo. What about result? Nevertheless, so, thus, therefore, as a result, excellent. What about reasons? To give a reason. In order to, due to, because. Excellent. Opposition. Unlike, but, on the other hand, although, even though. Excellent. Example. Example. For instance, for like, such as, for example, a case in point would be time, at, when. Excellent. Current. After that. So we've got here different. So after the conjunction, we are going to look at academic vocabulary. Okay. I want you to look at set of sentences. The sentence is written in two ways. Every sentence is written in two ways. So I want you to choose the more academic one. For example, number one, the essay was marked. The essay was evaluated. So which one? Number two, because it is more academic. The second set, a significant number of students passed the exam, a big number of students. So number one is more academic, significant. Here they got a prize for their work in developing a new vaccine. They received a prize for their contributions in developing a new vaccine. So number two is more academic. All of them are true, but the level of formality at the level of the academia can see in some vocabulary. Here, three things need to be tested. Three issues need to be examined. So if you want to write, or if you want to put such vocabulary, what are you going to use for your work, or for your homework, or for your task? So the more academic vocabulary, okay? And if you want, you can search, type academic vocabulary, and you will have like plenty of examples. You can have examples of verbs, nouns, adjectives, like for example, the verb achieve, and the noun achievement, and the adjective achievable. So these are some examples of academic words. Okay. So more academic expressions that you can use when you talk about expressions level. So you can gather such as expressions and use it in your work. For example, it is generally accepted that, okay, most people appear. If you say most people appear, it's different from if you say people appear. To avoid generalization, you will use some words like most, some, to avoid generalization. It can be argued that one view is that, of course, I put in the reference some of the work, some of the references for these expressions. Of course, there is an interesting book. It's called Academic Writing, a handbook for international students. I think it is. It has a PDF. I cited some example from this source. It's very interesting. It's very helpful. And lots of details about the academic writing in different fields. So you can go and find it and enjoy using this. If you want to say instead of example, for example, or for instance, you can say a case in point would be, you can refer, like according to a recent research, and here the citation, Stephen, 2003, indicates that One important drawback is, instead of one problem is, you can say one important drawback, okay? I will put it in the reference, inshallah. You will find it in the reference page, the name of the book, and it has PDF version, and you can find it easily through internet, okay? Now we are going to look at the two approaches you have been used in writing, the process approach and the product approach. Do you have any idea about them?
I think process approach about the detail of the process and methodology. Product description, more descriptive.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So let's look at the quick idea about the product approach and the process approach. The process approach is mainly about the study skills and organization skills. And the product approach will look at the linguistic challenges. Okay, so the process of writing, first of all, you can plan for the writing, and then you draft, and then edit, and then write. So this is the process of writing. It comes like this. A planning, student brainstorm, research, gather information, outline ideas, often use diagrams for mapping out their thoughts. You can use such diagrams to gather your thoughts about the subject. And then you write your draft, create your initial draft, either you create it manually or through computer softwares by writing down all their ideas. And it hasn't to be tidy like this, tidy, but it might be untidy. And then edit. They start to edit, review, modify, and recognize their work by rearranging, adding, sometimes deleting some content. And they correct the errors in grammar, punctuation, and edit or proofread to improve the style and to be very clear for the teacher or the reader. And then the last thing is to write, a student to produce the final product. So this is kind of editing, and then the last version would be like this. While the product approach, okay, you are given a sample. Okay, the model of written text is given like this. And you can see in our text box, you are given a text and learners write their own version of the model. You imitate, you start to analyze. What is this? This is an email, okay? So what are the components of this email? So start with hello, doctor, and then you will see here the body paragraph or the body, and then here you will see, for example, a greeting or see you there, yours sincerely, and then you see names. And so then the student will see this model or version, and then you start to imitate or to create their own. Okay, so this is another approach. So I want you now, after this quick introduction, I want you to look at these items or look at these points. Choose the approach for the description. I will do the first one and you do the rest. Learners express their ideas freely and fluently in writing without being overly concerned with accuracy. Do you think this is a process approach or product? It is the process in which you brainstorm, in which you brainstorm for ideas. Okay? While in the product, no brainstorming. It's just, you have the model version here, you have the version and you start to analyze and imitate it. Okay? I will give you some moments to do from 2 to 9. Okay. So these are the answers. Have you got them right? Okay. Let's look at them. Number 2, pieces of writing will be go through 2 or 3 drafts. So this is going to be, through process because 3 drafts. Learners start a piece of writing with a sentence. This began with this being the basic unit of written language on which to build. So you will be given the first, and then you complete. So what is this? Yes, great, a product approach. Okay. Number 4, learners analyze the key features of specific genre or text type, and so they can imitate them. Product. Excellent, Shujun. 3. Teacher encourage learners to share their written work and give each other feedback. So, a process in which you can exchange and work in a group and to share ideas and to share their feedback. Number 6, there is a strong focus on grammatical accuracy, and teachers mark most grammar mistakes on learners' written work. Okay. So this is a product. You look at the grammatical features, you analyze it, and you try to imitate it. So strong focus on the grammatical challenges. Learners will often being sometimes will be writing something by brainstorming idea with their classmates. Okay, ابشروا. حطيتها in a simple version. إن شاء الله you will get it. Okay. So this is approach. You brainstorm with others. Learners will often work on a piece of writing collaboratively, a process, and then learners are encouraged to work on writing alone, often outside the class time. So it is a product. Okay. So I know this would be, some challenging for some of you. So this is a simple version. What do you think of this approach? Teacher provide a model of a sentence or paragraph or essay for a student to follow and write their own version of the model. Teacher write the beginning of a piece of writing or a sentence or a paragraph, and then the student write the ending. So as you see here, the first approach, هذه كلها one approach. This is one approach. This is not two approach. This is one approach. يعني بالعربي نعطيك الموديل وأنت تسوي مثلها بالضبط. Okay, so this is, you will produce product approach. Excellent, product approach. While the process, first you brainstorm. Look at the word in red. You brainstorm and then you produce, review, and self and peer edit. So this comes in the process. Okay. So what do you like most, the product approach or the process approach? you may find the process easier because this is the process. Those who didn't understand the process of writing. First, you plan for the writing, and then you write a draft. You can share with your friends, and then you edit 1, 2, 3 times, and then last version of the writing. This is the process. Planning, drafting, editing, زي ما انتم شايفين, and then writing. A product, you will be given a text. Okay? A product, you will be given a text, and the teacher asks you to imitate this. And instead of hello, doctor, you can say, dear Dr. Muhammad. And then I'm afraid I can't attend your accounting methods class. You can say, I am sorry, I couldn't attend your class yesterday. So it's like a version in front of you or a model, and then you imitate it. So
excuse me, doctor.
Yes.
Is product approach near to when I'm going to publish my work, for example, a journal paper? So I should use maybe product approach, right? Because they have a template, they have a consequence strategy to write the sections of the research, and how
Yes.
to I conclude and start.
Yes, 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 of course. It's more common, the product approach. You see others, how the research go, or how the research step by step, and then you imitate the step, but the work is yours. The idea is yours, but the steps you just imitate, and this is very fine. It depends on what do you want to say, what you want to, it depends on what are you comfortable with, okay? So once you know, it's like analyzing your work. Is it a process? Is it comes up through process or product? Let's look to the common errors in writing. This part is highlight some common errors in writing. Do you think this is, in your opinion, do you think this is beneficial for improving your writing skills? Okay. Okay, so some say yes, lots of yes. Okay, so common errors in writing, such as capitalization, subject-verb agreement, spelling mistakes, run-on sentence, punctuation. So if you have or highlight these mistakes or errors, you try to avoid them through knowing how common they are, okay? So let's identify the types of error in this text. This is a small text. I want you to identify these errors. So Dubai, matter of capitalization. There, Dubai is subject-verb agreement. We have spelling mistakes, a shopping mall, yes, and they has, it should be they have. No punctuation between the ideas. So this is a very run-on sentence. A run-on sentence, that the sentence that has no punctuation, only thoughts without punctuation. So it is going to be a very long sentence with different ideas. So this, what do I mean by run-on sentence? Expensive is a mistake, spelling mistakes. So this is a version of the since you identify or familiarize words with such, or you know that these are common, so you will avoid it. And you will be very sensitive when you come across these errors. Okay. So you know this is an error, but you don't know. You have to classify them. What is this? What kind of error is this? Always ask yourself, is it a capitalization error matter, or is it a subject verb agreement? Is it a spelling? Is it punctuation? And stuff like this. Okay, let's look at the last and interesting online website that you would love and use in your writing to improve your writing skills. The first one I would like to talk about is Write and Improve tool. It is an outline platform to practice writing and improve your writing skills. It is a free tool or a free website that uses artificial intelligence, and most of these websites use the artificial intelligence to help learners to get an instant feedback. So you will take or you will get an instant feedback on your writing in seconds, which is very interesting. It helps writing purposes and learners from different levels. So if you are a student from a computer science, if you are from a medical, if you are from, if you are beginner, if you are, we will see through this slide. Okay, so you just type in Google, Write and Improve, and check that it comes with Cambridge because it's a Cambridge tool. Okay, and this is the layout or the logo of the website. And here is the features of these websites. To choose from hundreds of tasks, all levels, and start writing. You can submit the writing and get the feedback in seconds. You make changes again and to improve your writing, which is a very interesting part to improve your writing skills. So it's not, they are not doing everything for you. They ask you to help them and to check again and again, okay? So you can choose, start writing, and then you can here create a profile, and you can see here different features of this website. You can see your level, either beginner or intermediate or advanced. Are you a business student? Are you just writing for fun? If you preparing yourself for IELTS, an academic or general track, you can just come on. So different levels for different purposes. So you can tick and take the task, choose one task and write. For example, I check the beginner. And this is a kind of task, write an email to Alex. In this email, ask Alex to go with you. Tell Alex what film are you watching to see, you are going to see, and when and where you will meet. Okay, so this is my type of text. I wrote this email, and you can see here, they give word limit about 30 words, and I have written 43 words. So I have to train myself to limit the word to the word limit, or to stick to the word limit, okay? And then I click check. And this is a feedback. It says, congratulations, you got one checked ask. And then you can press continue to feedback. Look at my email and look at the feedback. And look at they grade you and mark you out of 5. And then if you have some mistake, they give you a kind of, feedback. This word doesn't agree with another word. This word doesn't agree with another word around it. Check your grammar. So you will know you have here a grammatical mistake, okay? And then perhaps starts is better, sometimes he gives you. And then if you come and fix it, the film, you would say the film starts at 8 p.m., okay? He will give you the second, if you can you correct this mistake, he will give you another mistake, like here, hope to see you there. So I have here a mistake, and then he will let me again and again check my work until I got the full mark, okay? And then this is the feedback, the second feedback. Look at the difference between the first. This is a good start. Now improve your writing, read feedback, make changes, and click check again. After I did what he said, he says, very good work, your writing improved. Make more changes and click check again, because I didn't correct anything, everything, as you see here highlighted. So this is not corrected. So I need to return back and correct it, and then until I get the full mark. And here you can see he is measuring your progress, and you check 2 mistakes. And we will have here another website. The website is Write and Improve. Look at this, Write and Improve. You can just write it in Google, Write and Improve. The second one is Grammarly. This is the same. Just type Grammarly in Google, and this is the icon, as you see. And then you go and create your profile. This is my son profile, and he has lots of, text. You can type on new, and you can write, type, or sorry, you can type the email, okay? And you can see here the features. For example, here the correctness, 2 alerts, incomplete sentence. I have 1 incomplete sentence. I have improper formatting. So I need to, a clarity, it's a clear, engagement, very engaging, delivery. He checked all of these matters. I have to improve again. Okay. And then also he gave me the word limit to see how much word I wrote. And then some of these websites will give you free tool or free access for the spelling, for example, and the grammar and punctuation. If you want to check more and more, for example, you can pay for this premium or business. So they can check these features, plagiarism, word choice, readability, fluency. He will check all of these things, but you have to pay. Otherwise, you can use the free feature. So use all of them and check what is interesting for you, and then you can subscribe or whatever, subscribe to what you feel comfortable with. This is the third one. This is another tool to paraphrase. So Quillbot, it is for paraphrasing. So you have here, do you remember the text I wrote in the Grammarly? So I wrote a text, okay? And then I click here, paraphrase, and then he's going to paraphrase it, to read it or produce it in a different way. Okay, so you can read the version. Hello, Faris. Hope you are doing great. Would you come with us to the cinema to see Fast and Furious? The film starts at 8 p.m. If you want me, and here I meant to put some grammatical mistake or some mistakes to check them, to pick you up. don't hesitate to call me. See you there, Nasser. Okay, so look at the way he paraphrased it. Instead of hello, he said good evening. And look at the changing in orange. Good evening, Faris. I hope everything is going well for you. Would you be interested in joining us at the movie to see Fast and Furious? The movie begins at 8 p.m. Don't even hesitate to contact me if you want me to pick you up. And look, he highlighted the mistake here. Okay, he wants me to do it. So which version you like? My version or the Quillpot version? Quillpot version. Which one? You're welcome, ladies. Thank you. So look at the way he paraphrased the piece of reading. Of course. Of course. To what extent it is correct in paraphrasing? Actually, I'm not the one who judged this. So I'm just, since they are using artificial intelligence, and you know these tools, how they work, not accurate 100%. So you have to be at it, but they give you lots of help. Before we didn't have like this in our time when we did research or homeworks. So you are lucky to have like this, at least somebody or some tools to help you and to tell you this is alert. So as you see here, why he is putting underline this? Because he thinks there is a mistake. His job is to paraphrase, not to correct. So some tools for correcting and the others for paraphrasing. So this is only paraphrasing tool. That's why he didn't deal with the grammatical mistakes or the spelling. Okay. Now I want to go to the reflection part, and I want you just to tell me 2 things will you take from today's sessions? What will you take from today's session? I want just 2 things. And I want you to think of 2 things that you want to improve in your writing. From the aspects or feature we listed, I want you to think of 1 or 2. Okay, tools for writing and paraphrasing. Actually, tools for improving writing. Because you are going to write, not to take a free task, and not to take a free piece of writing. You are going to write, and then how to improve it through these tools. So paraphrasing tools and conjunctions, the process and product approach, interesting. Okay, great. So I can see here, great comment. The website, you like the website? Most of you like the website. Okay, correct the spelling without a spell check. Good information and 2 websites. Filler words, okay, and writing fluency. Okay. So let's go to the final part of this, the conclusion. In order to improve your writing skills in the academic field, you need to look at different features of academic writing. So If you want to write a comparison, you have to have the language of comparison. If you want to write about an issue or to argue about an issue, you have to have these tools, the argument tools, the argument equipment, everything. Equip yourself with the vocabulary, style, information, knowledge to produce your own work. And then you can identify the appropriate approach of writing for you, or that you feel comfortable with. You can use both of them at the same time. It's up to you. The exposure to common errors in writing would help to avoid mistakes. You will be sensitive to these things. Because we are, as teachers, but we are so sensitive. The student tell us why you are focused on these simple errors. Because we are sensitive with this. The most important things that you have to know, and will give presentation for your work. How are you going to present your work without good punctuation? So if you expose to a common error, you will be, sensitive to these errors, so you'll not make it. It is beneficial to try online tool provided by language experts, such as Write and Proof, because it's a Cambridge tool that you can use, and also the paraphrasing tools. I'm sure there are lots and many things, but those, I gather these 3 tools to help in my workshop. So this is my references. The academic writing, this is the book. This is a very important book, Academic Writing, a handbook for international students. It has so many versions, and it has a PDF one. Just type the name and you will find it, PDF version. And these are the websites for Write and Improve, Grammarly, and Quillbot. Thank you for being in my presentation today, or being my workshop today. If you have any question, don't hesitate.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Maha, for this wonderful workshop. I really enjoyed it. I really didn't know about the website, so I learned a lot from it and from your presentation. Thank you so much. And thank you all for attending this presentation. So I shared with you 3 links: the evaluation form, our booking system, and YouTube channel. So please keep this in your mind. أكد الكتابة إلى صحيح، أكد الكتابة اسمه صحيح، الكابيتال ما نبغى يكون كله كابيتال ولا كله سمول، يعني تايتل الكيس. الحرف الأول هو الكابيتال، وفي شيء محور مثل ما الحضور لازم يكون في وقت الورشة، يعني لما نوصل للوقت المحدد للورشة اللي هو 80% أو 80 دقيقة من الورشة، فهنا ما حيكون
الصوت بعيد. الله يحفظك، الصوت غير مسموع.
طيب ابشر. بالنسبه اللينكس عملنا ارسلناه الان، لكن بالنسبه للحضور، الحضور على اساس يحصل على الشهاده ضروري جدا الحضور 80% من وقت ورشه العمل اللي هي 80 دقيقه تقريبا. فاقل من كده ما حيكون في الشهادات حتوزع لمن يحضر اقل من 80 دقيقه. ف ثانك يو، الله يعطيكم العافيه. واللينك طبعا حيتقفل بعد الوركشوب مباشره، فيعني اتمنى تاكيد على الاسم، تاكيد على الايميل، وبالنسبه للحضور اللي هو الوقت المحدد له 80 دقيقه. والان let's open the floor for questions. If you have any questions or comments, please open your mic or put it here in the chat. الشهادات إن شاء الله حترسل خلال 48 ساعة 24 ساعة 48 ساعة إن شاء الله حترسل الشهادات حتى للدورات السابقة للي ما حصل على الدورة. لكن شيء مهم التأكيد على الإيميل. كثير بتجينا استفسارات ما وصل الإيميل، لا ما وصلت الشهادة، لكن لما نرجع للسيستم بنلاقيها مرسولة، لكن يرجع لنا الإيميل إنه الإيميل خطأ. فبليز بليز بليز double check your email, double check your name. تعبي الرابط حق تقييم ورشة العمل. ضروري تقييم ورشة العمل للحصول على الشهادة، وكمان حضور 80% من وقت المحاضرة. الرابط الأول evaluation form. Okay, we have a question here from Noman. Can you please suggest some books? عادي يا نور، بالنسبة للأسماء على أساس كده احنا نطلب يكون الدخول بالاسم على أساس تطابق مع البيانات الموجودة في الجهاز. Maha, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. So is there a tool, any tool, is there any tools or websites for proofreading?
I think right-handed proof, it's for proofread. It can proofread the work. Grammarly, also you can check their grammar and different aspects, and this is kind of proofreading.
Mm-hmm.
So these two tools I recommend to proofread your work.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you see my screenshot?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Do you see my yeah? So.
Yeah. Okay,
So
I think no more questions, so we have to end our today's workshop. Thank you again, Basma. It was very interactive workshop. We really enjoyed it. Thank you all for attending the workshop. Inshallah, we'll upload this workshop within 24 to 48 hours into our YouTube channel. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your evening, and happy Saudi National Day to all.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Bassem. Thank you.